All right. Once again, I have come to disclose some of the secrets in Microsoft Word to you. So just bear with me, spend just some few minutes with me, and let's see how we can all come to understand some of the secrets in Microsoft Word that we do not know. Okay. So I want to talk about the fact that you can highlight a word and a paragraph. So I want to generate a text so that we take it from there. I want to generate a text, so you can use this command to generate a text. We call it lorem. This is the command lorem. The number of paragraphs and lines. When you press enter, this one. When you press enter, this one should. When you press enter, this command should generate some text so that we can play around them. So I press enter and it has generated some text for me. There is another one too, we call it run. So the same approach, same approach, the same approach, the same approach. And that one to also generate a text for you. So which of them that you want to use, you can go by. But then I just want to spend few minutes with these texts that I have generated. Okay, so I just want to talk about the fact that maybe you want to highlight a word, you want to highlight a sentence, or you want to highlight a paragraph. How many clicks do you need to highlight a word? How many clicks do you need to highlight a paragraph? So for instance, if you want to highlight this word, I want to highlight it. Apart from left clicking and then dragging to highlight it, you can also highlight it by double clicking on it. Double click, it highlights. So to highlight a word in Microsoft Word, you double click on it and then it will highlight. If you want to highlight a paragraph, you triple click on it. So I triple click on it and then it highlights the paragraph for you. But then sometimes if you try taking your cursor out, you see it has turned to that, or if you click on it, that one selects a line of text for you, a line of text. So if you come here, it will select that line too. If you come here, it will select that line too. So if you double click, it highlights a word. If you triple click, it highlights a paragraph. And to highlight a line, just bring your cursor here. It turns into that arrow. Then you click and it highlights that line of text for you. Okay, so that was just by the way. Let's continue with other commands. So let's continue with other commands. So let's see how to introduce serial numbers to your table. So for instance, you have a table and then you do not have serial numbers. Do you have to write them one by one? You don't have to write them one by one. There's a way that you can go by for your text or your serial numbers to be introduced into your table. So let's look at how that is done. So I'll just use this opportunity to also show us how to insert table without going to the insert tab. Inserting table without going to the insert tab. So this is how it is done. You press your plus and then your minus, three of them. You can press them as many as you want. Another plus, minus, another plus, minus. Mind you, the minus are 3. If you make some 3 and you make some 2 and you make others 5, then the cell will be the difference. So if you have 2 minus, it means that cell will be smaller than the one that you have 5 minus in it. So I added, so for instance, this one I'm adding about 6 of them or 7, and then I press enter. So when you have this one and you press enter, as soon as you press enter, this command, as soon as you press enter, it generates a table for you. So if you realize the cells are not the same because the minuses were not the same. Others were 3, others were 4, and others were 7. That is why we have them different. Okay, so now let me take this one off because I wouldn't be needing it. So let me delete that one. I won't need it for now. So okay, so now I want to just write some data in it, and then try to insert the serial number as I said. And then let's say this one perhaps is your class, and so let me introduce her. Let's just press tab, and then you have your tables introduced. So tab. Okay, so let me minimize this more for you to see. Okay, let me zoom it down for you to see. So now I want to write here about, and then I have I'm in the A class. I'm in the A class. Then I'm like Caesar 2 is in the B class. Then I'm like happy. I'm like happy perhaps should be in the C class. So I want to introduce serial numbers to this column. I want to introduce serial number. I don't have to type 1, then come down and type 2, and come down and type 4 in that order. No, I don't want it that way. I don't want it that way. So we just highlight where the column you want to put the serial number. So I'm highlighting it. So as soon as you highlight, then you come to numbering. Come here, numbering. Then you come and then pick whichever way you want to number it. So if you want to use these ones, just pick it, any of them that you want to use. As soon as you click, it will be numbered. So I pick this one, and then it has numbered my table for me. But it's a bit hidden because it's here. So it has numbered my table for me instead of entering it one by one. Okay, so we have seen how to insert serial numbers to your table without typing in one by one. Okay, so let's also see how to take a text to a lowercase, uppercase, and then maybe capitalization, where every first word, the first letter should be a capital letter. And so let's go. So I'm like Abatinerva Akapale. Okay, so I want Abatinerva Akapale to be what? Small letters, lower cases, completely lower cases. So the very command that you have to use is shift plus F3. Shift plus F3. So I have pressed shift and F3. It has completely converted everything to lower cases. If I press the same shift plus F3, it will capitalize them for me. That is to say that what I'm trying to say here is that, if that's the right word, what I'm trying to say here is that every first letter of the word will be a capital. So if I press the same F3, you see what happened. So you see that the A here is a capital letter and the A here too is a capital letter. If I press the same shift F3, everything goes back to what? Capital. I press again, they come there, I press again, in that order. So I think you are good to go with that command. So let's say we want to move to the next command, the next trick, where you want to have a line in between your work. You have a line in between your work. So you want to have a line in between your work. So you want to have a line in between your work, and then I'm like abracadabra. So abracadabra. So I want to have a line in between Abatinerva Akapale and abracadabra. And so Abatinerva and Akapale, I want to have a line in between them. So abracadabra. So you just press minus 3 of them. You press enter. see the line comes. The command again, minus, command again, the minus sign, the minus sign, the minus sign, the minus sign, 3 of them. When you press enter, then you have the line introduced. So let's say you may want a single line and another person may want a double line. So let's see how you go by the double line. You press the equal to sign, 3 of them, and you press enter, and you have your double line too in between them. Another person may also want triple lines. So if you want triple lines, how do you go by them? This is it, triple lines. You press enter, then you have it. If you want a dotted line, this is the command, and then you have them. So you have to know these ones just to save time. This is not a situation whereby you go to a tab before you do this and that. I mean, there are commands that will help us to save time. So take note of that. Alright, we are moving to the next command, where you have a number and you want to convert that number to word. You have a number, you want to convert that number to word. So I'm like 1069. I want to convert that number to word. I want to convert this number to word. So what do? Highlight the number and you press Ctrl plus F9. Ctrl plus F9. So once you press Ctrl plus F9, you see your destiny this way. Ctrl plus F9, then you introduce an equal to at the front there. Then you come to the back of it and then you introduce a /, and then you introduce a star, or you say asterisk or whatever. Then you write this word. Card text. Then you right click on it. And then you go to update field. After writing all these ones, let me zoom it for you to see. After writing this command, right click on it and you go to update field. So you click on it and then it has converted that number to text. The number was 1096. It was 1096. It was in what? Numbers, and it has converted it to what? This is the number. It was 1096. So you right click and then fill update, and it takes it to what? It takes it to letters for you. Okay, as you are listening, just try as much as possible to subscribe to the channel if this is helpful. I know it's helpful, but then if you subscribe to the channel, it wouldn't be bad. So we move to the next line of action. So the next command that we go through is okay, let me bring it down so that I think I can even clear these ones, or okay, let me leave them. Maybe you want to, so maybe you want to, sometimes you may also want to convert data into tables, and then tables into text, data into tables, and tables into text. So how do you also do that? Fine, so let me just use this table here. I don't have to draw another table once I have this table here. That is why I didn't want to delete. So this table you have here, you want to convert the whole of this table into text, so there will no more be border lines. How do you do that? You just highlight it, and you come to the layout here, and you come here. They say convert to what? Text. Convert to text. You click on it, accept it, and then it has taken all the borders away, and now they are free. So this same way, if you have a data like this and want to convert this data into table, just highlight the data as it is, and you come to insert, and you come to table, and you come to convert to table. You click on it. Okay, then it converts this one to table for you. And like I said, now this your table do not have serial numbers, and so you can introduce the serial numbers by what I showed you. So you highlight these three columns. No, these three columns alone, these ones. Then you come to your home, go to numbering, then you click, and then it has numbered, or it has introduced the serial numbers in your table. Okay, so we are moving to the next command, whereby maybe you want to introduce current date and current time in your work. So what is the command? If you want to introduce current date and current time in your work, what do you do? Do you have to, what do? You might end up typing and make a mistake, and this is a work that maybe they need the time and the date very much. It is very important to them. Time and date is very important to them with regards to that work. So for you not to make mistake, what do? There is a command for that. There is a command that can generate the exact time and the exact date that you typed that document. So that command is Alt Shift and then T. It gives you the current time. It gives you the current time. The same way, if I press Alt Shift and D, it gives me the current date, the today's date. Today's date. So you see, these things are very, very helpful, but because we do not know them, sometimes we have to spend a lot of time doing something that could have been done in 1 minute. And so take advantage of this tutorial as we continue. Okay, so sometimes some of the mathematicians, sometimes they want to type equations and they realize that they go to insert, they go to equations and they don't get an equation of their choice. But there's a way out. You can write the equation of your choice. Provided you can write the equation of your choice. So let's see how to write equations by hand. So you come to insert, writing equation by hand. So you come to insert, then you come to what? Equations. So you see these ones, these are formulas. We have fraction, script, radicals, integral, and large operator. Okay, these ones are here, but perhaps this one that we are seeing here will not help you. So what do you do so that you have an equation of your choice? So let me get back to insert. So once you click on insert, you come to equation. Once you click on equation, then you come to what? Inc equation. It means that you are going to write the equation yourself. Inc equation. So click on it. Now this is the platform for you to write your equation. So I'm like 1x, you see, so plus, if you don't write it well, it cannot detect. If you don't write it well, it cannot detect. Now they are telling me that I said bracket fx, but I was actually trying to write 1x plus. So you need to write it well. So let's say f3, and this is my 3. You see, I have changed it. In as much as you write, it sees it differently. So you want to introduce your equal to sign, and now my equal to sign I've written there saying is sigma. So maybe perhaps you can write it well, because as I write, they see it to be something different. So I want to write a D here, and now today I got it. So I have my D there, and now you see, as I write on, they understand what I'm talking about now. So they're actually saying that I said what 1m plus 3 is equals to D. That is all I'm trying to say. So you can write your equation here by yourself. If you want to write a sigma or something like that, you know, sigma, all these ones, they are here. You could just write and then they'll just pick it up for you. So I want to have dx, s d raised to the power x. They actually give me arrow. So you see, so this is how to go by it. You can write that equation on your own. In case you want to erase, you just come to the eraser, you pick it, you right click, and then you erase where you want to erase. Right click, hold, and then erase where you want to erase, and then it's gonna erase everything for you. If you are done and you want to exit, you click on clear. But I forgot, if you are done writing your equation and then you want to insert that equation, so let's say we have 1 plus 1 plus 2 should be equals to 3. Okay, so if you are done with this equation and you want to insert it, you just come to insert and then the equation reflects your work. Okay, so that is it for today, and I will still urge that you subscribe to our channel. Anytime we upload a video, you can get the notification as soon as possible. But one last thing I want to say here before we go. So let's say this whole document that we have written here, we want to put a password on it. So without a password, you can't have access to the document. Not to talk about editing this document. How do you put a password on this document? So you come to file, then you come to info. Info is already selected. Then you come here, protect document. Protect document. Here, you click. If you click protect document, there will be options. They say encrypt, encrypt with password. And you click on it. So what is your password? So I have written my password. They're asking that I confirm. So I've confirmed my password. Now you can now save this document. Save the document. Where do you want to save it? Okay, so I want to save the document at desktop. So I want to, the name of the document should be what? Protected. And then I save it. Okay, so I have saved that document. Now I want to close this document and go for the document on my desktop where I have named it protected. It's here. I've tried opening it. Now coming to open the document. Now you see they are asking that we should what? Enter the password before we can have what? Anything to do with the document. You can't do anything if you don't put the password. So the password was Abat, but I'll intentionally enter something different. Let's see. So you see, they said what? The password is incorrect, so you can't have access to the document. So you need to enter the password, the correct password, in order for you to what? Be able to access this document. So now I'm coming to open the document again. Alright, so I'm now going to enter the right password, which is Abat, and then it's going to give me access to my document. The document we were going to, that we encrypt it. Now it's here. The document is here. Initially we were not having access to it, but now we have access to this document. And so if you want to take off the password, because you might end up forgetting. So if you want to take off the password, you come there, they say encrypt password. And now the only thing you need to do is to clean the password. If you clean it, it means that there's no password again. So you just click. So if I close this one again, and then I open it, this time around they wouldn't ask for password because the password has been decrypted. We have removed the password. So you see, this time around we have been able to open the document without being asked to enter the password. Okay, stay blessed and always remember to subscribe to the channel, like and share for us. Thank you very much.